Okay, so since we've created a Common App account, I would like to just go over briefly the Common Application. So you're going to be going over this with your counselor, but now that things are going virtual, if you're not able to physically see them, to go over this with them, at least you can have this video to comfort you and know that, these are the steps to take. So we've already added one school. Like I said, you will add schools under the college search tab. You simply just add the college. If you can't find the college, that means that college is probably not on the Common App. And you'll know that based on your Naviance list, because the Naviance list has all the schools under your colleges I'm applying to list with the icon of how you go about applying. So in this case, all three of these are Common App schools, but if you were to say add Rutgers to this list, that's not a Common App school, so that won't come up with that icon. So that's how you add schools. You simply put in the name comes up. Even if I typed in just Boston, all Boston schools would pop up. I'd click on Boston College and I'd add it to my colleges. So now Boston College is on here. So that's how you continue to add schools. Now in your dashboard, it's going to show you the colleges on your list, but it's also going to give you more information about your status on the application. So in this case, both of these applications are in progress, and it lets you know that Boston College has an additional writing supplement, whereas Fordham does not. If you were to complete the application and send the application, you would see check marks here. So the dashboard's a great way to kind of keep track of your status. A lot of kids keep like Excel spreadsheets. The Common App does that for you. So this is a great, tab to follow. So let's just go through the Common App, and I'm going to do that. It's very straightforward. I'm not going to take too much time, especially with this one. The profile part, you're just adding your name, adding gender, address, contact details, demographic information, religious preference, in geography, let's see. Yeah, how long you've lived in the country, language, citizenship, and if you qualify for a Common App fee waiver. Now, if you qualified for a fee waiver to take the SAT and ACT, and you have it on file that you qualify for free and reduced lunch, then you can select yes. So this is something that if you feel that you do qualify for it and you need the form for free and reduced lunch, you need to get in touch with our guidance office, specifically if you want Miss Leon. Okay. So then that's the profile. Family page. This one can get a little annoying because, you're answering information for your parents. So you need to sit down with your parents and get their educational background and information about them. So that's where this is going to, you're going to need the additional help of your parents. Under education, we've already filled out some of that. Other secondary high schools, you'd only fill this out if you were at another high school besides Fort Lee. Under colleges and universities, you would only fill this out if you've taken coursework at another college. This does not include AP classes. Under grades, you would write your graduation size. I'm not 100% sure what your graduation size is, but you can find this out from your counselor. We go by decile, so you can report your decile rank. That's on your transcript. We go by a weighted average, and our scale reporting is out of 100. And your cumulative GPA is actually, I'm sorry, your scale is out of a 4.0. And you would put your cumulative GPA that is weighted on your that is located on your transcript, and you could continue. Here you would put in your most current classes. You would add how many classes you are currently enrolled in. So let's say you have 8. Then you would say by semester, because I know we go by quarter, but it's easier to use semester. And under here, you would add course title. So like, let's say, for example, you have honors psychology. Honors psychology, it's an honors class. You are taking it for a full year. And then that's it. And then under here, let's say you're taking calculus honors. You would, again, select honors, and it's a full year. So if it's not an honors class, then you would just select, that the level is regular, which is, I think, the first option on this list. If it's an AP class, you would select advanced placement. If it's an IB, you would select IB. So everything's on there. You have to fill that out for all 8 classes. So if you're selecting 8 courses, you have 8 things to fill in. If you're selecting 6 courses, you have 6 courses to fill in. Under honors, what we usually tell our students is that you would put, honor roll, high honor roll, National Honor Society, any honors that are related to your academic achievements. This wouldn't be like sports related or arts related, fine arts, performing arts. Community-based organizations, you only fill this out if a community program helped you or paid for your application process. So in most cases, I have 0. It's usually 0 unless, you did have an organization help you. And in your future plans, this is not something to stress out about. If you think that you're going to go into business, put business. If you're completely undecided, I believe that there's an undecided option. And then if you want, you could put bachelor's or master's as your highest degree. No one's going to hold you to this. So if you change your mind after you apply, don't worry about it. Testing. You are going to have to submit an SAT score or an ACT score. In this case, with this year, you're not going. In some colleges, they might be optional. You might not be sending it. You don't have to put your SAT and ACT scores here. So you can simply select no. It says, in addition to sending your scores, you could also put it down here. So honestly, if you were to put it here, they can't consider it official anyways. So I always tell my students, just click on no and move on and get through this section really quickly. Under activities, it's very similar to your courses. You are going to select yes, that you do have activities, and you will just simply add in what activities it is. So let's say you're in art and you're in art club. Actually, this is leadership. Let's say you're president of the art club. And then you write here, art club. And you can select what you write, responsible for organizing the arts competition at the end of the year. Run weekly meetings and invite local artists for support. So I'm completely making this up, but in your case, you would add a description of what you do in that particular program. And then I'm going to say, I participated in it all 4 years and that I participate all year round. You would put how many hours per week, how many weeks per year. So like, let's say it's one hour per week and it's, throughout the school year. So it's like 30 weeks. And yeah, I'd like to participate in this activity in college. And then you add another one, or if you're done, you would just click out of this and move on. Now, lastly, in the writing section, you are going to write your college application essay, and these are the topics. So once you decide on what topic, you write it in a Google Doc, write it somewhere else, you click on the one that you decided to write on, and you simply just copy and paste or add your Google document here and hit continue. Under disciplinary information, you are only filling this out if, you meet this criteria. And in additional information, this is a new topic that was added this year. So Ms. Leon had attended a webinar with 15 colleges, and most of them said that they prefer students to just leave this blank unless there was a major circumstance or they used the quarantine time to have done something extraordinary, like kids that started organizations, things like that. So you want to only add this especially with the COVID topic, if there is something that you feel you need to mention that affected you or you took on something because of COVID. And then you could answer yes, and then you would be given a space to add that. Under courses, you would only need to do this if a college requires. So far, Boston College and Fordham do not require you to add in your current year courses and grades. But you may find as you add more colleges to your list that you will need to add your current courses and your grades as you go through this. So that is the Common App in a gist. Now, once you get the Common App done, most of your application is done. However, you have to go back to your colleges because some colleges are going to have additional questions. Like Boston College has additional questions, and you would need to go through this. Like, when do you plan on starting with them? How do you plan on applying to them? Understanding what ED means, putting in a signature, and making sure that your parents also agree with this, because early decision is binding, and therefore you will find out very early on if you're going, and if you're accepted under early decision, you have to enroll at that early decision school. So they're going to need not only a signature from you, but they're also going to invite your parents to add a signature and your counselor to add a signature. So you really need to think about this decision. And then you would add the remaining questions. It's usually extremely straightforward. And then in this case, you're going to have questions under a writing supplement. So they're giving you essay topics, and then you're going to have to write that. When you're ready to submit for a college, like for example, Boston College, you need to submit both of them, both the application and the writing supplement. They don't get submitted together. So if you're submitting the application first, obviously all these things still need to be done, but it would if you had all these things done and were ready to submit, you would go through it. They'd give you a PDF copy to read through, make sure all the information is correct, and then you would be asked to submit and pay for the fee. Then you go back into Common App and you review and submit your writing supplement. And they tell you must have your Common Application section done first, and then your writing supplement done. And then you'll be able to review it on a PDF copy and then go ahead and submit it. And that's that. Please email your counselor for any questions that you have. I hope I didn't rush through that too much, but it is very straightforward. If questions do come up, what I always tell my students is keep track of the questions and then just simply email your counselor or set up a phone call and have them answer it that way. That way you're not constantly, exchanging questions, and it makes it confusing.